What's going on, everybody? Still Sermon in the house on this Tuesday evening with another video. If you're new to the channel, do me a favor, like, comment, subscribe, follow me on Instagram and on Twitter. Links are posted in the description box below. So I got the news that pretty much everyone has been waiting to hear. I'm going to talk about Najee Harris first. So Najee Harris's injury that he sustained on Sunday against the Bengals, thankfully it wasn't serious. I don't know what that means. I don't know if he's going to miss time or if he's going to miss this week. I'm still waiting to hear a little bit more developments on it. Same thing with Cam Hayward. Same thing with Alex Highsmith. Same thing with Mason Cole, I think it was. I'll hear more of that with Tomlin Tuesday. So I'm waiting for more developments with that. But I'm not too concerned about Najee Harris, because after the game they said the injury wasn't serious. I guess they were able to get that evaluated quickly. But, it didn't look good in the game for Najee Harris. But I will say this, if it is not serious, I still wouldn't rush it. If you need to give him this week off, you have, do it. You never want to rush an injury, and we've seen that in the past with Big Ben, all right? We've rushed injuries with Big Ben, and that's why he looked a little off for some games. Like, the best example that I can give you at the top of my head right now was 2016. First 4 or 5 weeks of the year, Big Ben was honestly putting up MVP-type numbers to start 2016. Then he got injured in Miami. I believe it was an MCL sprain, if I'm not mistaken. And he was expected to miss about a month. But we brought him back. He was expected to miss like a month and a half. Whatever it was. And we brought him back 3 weeks later. And he looked really bad. I remember who he played that week too. It was against the Baltimore Ravens. And he looked really bad against the Ravens in that game. But it's not his fault. I mean, if he's hurt and he needs time to develop, this is just week 1, entering week 2. You still have 17 more weeks to go, okay? So don't rush it. He's obviously going to be back at some point in the season because it's not a serious injury. But if it's not serious, don't rush it. Let him heal. Let him get 100% better, okay? So that's the thing with Najee. Now here's the big one. TJ Watt. He got injured against the Bengals after that absolutely ridiculous illegal use of hands to the face call, which I still think is absolute BS. It was nowhere near illegal hands to the face. If you look at the replay, he was getting him on the pad. All right. But if you read his lips, TJ Watt said, "I tore my pec," or something along that. He said, "I think I tore my pec." And for a while, the Steelers were concerned that was the case, that he did tear his pec. And then he got an MRI on Monday, and I guess he wanted a second opinion. I don't know what that means. Again, I don't know what that means. I don't know if he meant like, I really do think this is a torn pec. I want to see what another doctor says. Or, thankfully it wasn't serious, but I just want to take safety precautions. I don't know what his mindset was, but he went and had a second opinion on it. And apparently this doctor says that he avoided a major injury. So that's the good. It's not a major injury for TJ. It's not going to keep him out for the rest of the year. Unfortunately, though, he's going to miss about 6 weeks. At least 6 weeks, it says. Okay? Again, don't rush it. So this pass rush is going to look very watered down for a little bit. I don't know if Malik Reed is going to get a couple of reps now in TJ's position. But the fact of the matter is, TJ Watt is going to miss some time. I don't know how much time exactly Najee's going to miss, but I'd expect him at worst for Najee to miss week 2 and week 3, because week 3 is a shortened week. We go to Cleveland to play the Browns. So I expect Najee to return in week 4. Okay? If he's good to go in week 2, then he's good to go. But if he's not good to go, don't rush it. Same thing with TJ Watt. And this is a message to Mike Tomlin, all right? I don't care what TJ Watt tells you. If a doctor says to him, you can't play for 6 weeks until that pectoral is completely 100% good to go, you can't play. All right? Because I'm going to say this right now. I love TJ Watt. He's my favorite player on the team. But he's starting to become injury prone. All right? He suffered injuries last year too. He missed a total of 2 games last year. And he got injured towards the end of preseason as well. However, most of those injuries were minor injuries. This is his first injury that's going to keep him out for multiple weeks. So like I said, I don't care what TJ says. I don't care if he feels fine or if he says he feels fine. I don't care about that. If a doctor says that he can't play for 6 weeks until that pectoral is 100% healed and good to go, don't play him. Don't make it worse. It's going to suck, but don't make it worse. Let him heal. Because you don't want to risk... it's very unfair and very unfortunate now that him repeating as Defensive Player of the Year, the chances of that took a big hit. But it's not really his fault. Okay? But you can't rush an injury like this. So, yeah, that's the news that Steeler Nation has been wanting to hear. A little bit of a good news, bad news thing. The good news is at least it's not going to keep him out for the rest of the year, okay? Because if this was a tear, he'd be out for the rest of the season. But thankfully, it's not a tear. It's just a pec injury that's a little bit more major on his part. But the good news is we are going to see him again later in the year. But like I said, and I can't stress this enough, don't rush it. Let him heal. Same thing with Najee. If he has to miss this week, let him miss it and get healthy. And who knows, maybe he'll be good to go for week 3. But only time will tell. Anyway, just want to come on here and talk about those injuries because those are the 2 that Steeler Nation has been wanting to hear since the end of Sunday. Just thought I'd come on here and give my thoughts on it. But yeah, like I always say, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think down in the comments below. Steel Sermon, check it on out for the night. May God be with you all.